Hello, hello. I'm Oliver, and this is A Guide to Nothing, episode 4. It feels like it's been forever since I've done an episode, but it's only been 6 days. It's kind of wild. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a whole episode planned out, and I was very excited. I planned it out earlier this week. But I'm going to be honest, I woke up this morning, something happened, and I felt more inclined to lean towards a more, what's the word? I felt more inclined to lean towards more of an honest direction. The direction of this is, for the purpose of this podcast to me, is to be as authentic and honest as possible. So maybe you guys might get something from it, right? So it's going to be a lot of rambling today, but it's going to be a lot of rambling about self-care, self-improvement, and comparing yourself to others and how not to do that or how to do it less. This morning, going back to this morning I woke up and I was very, very excited because I was going to get paid this week. And I look at my bank account, and let's just say I forgot I had a lot of things to pay off. And I only had, I'll tell you, I only had $150 left. And that does not, we have to deduct the whole thing with like groceries and stuff. And I've yet to talk about me, like, what if I want to go out? And I was very, very angry. I was very angry. I was like, oh my God, like, this is so unfair. Why is the universe doing this to me? I was just so angry. And this was for like a good 10 minutes, right? Like 10 to 15 minutes. I woke up and it ruined my moment because when I wake up, I usually tend to meditate. But for some reason, I decided to just go check my bank account right away. And then I just started laughing. Hysterically, I just started laughing. And then I look into the mirror. I'm very, very dramatic. So as you know, as the more you get to know me, I'm a very dramatic person. I looked into the mirror and I said, the best days have yet to come. The best days have yet to come. And for some weird reason, it calmed me down. I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll figure it out. This does not define my whole life. And this goes back to, I feel like I've been learning how to reprogram the way I think. And I'm very, very proud of myself because I've come a long way. And healing is something that doesn't just suddenly end one day. You don't wake up and you're healed. You don't go, yay, I don't have to do any more work. This is forever. So anyone who's healing right now or is going on this like healing journey, you have to know that this isn't a 1, 2, or 3 month kind of thing or a few years. This is a thing that you do forever. You're always healing. You're always growing. You're never not doing that. So you have to constantly put in the work. So for me, this goes back to, I want to tell you a little story quickly. My friend invited me over to this party that they were having. They just got at this new house. Really cool. Very, very, very expensive house, by the way. And that same day, I actually got a job I wanted. So I go to their house, and I was just a little bit jealous because I thought, well, the job that I got definitely wouldn't be able to pay for a house like this. And then I had to stop. Like, I literally went to the bathroom, and I remember just feeling very, like, a little bit jealous. And I was thinking to myself, well, don't undermine your own success. Stop comparing yourself to them. You don't know what they had to do to get this house, and you don't know if they're even happy in this house. Not saying I don't want them to be happy. I'm just saying you don't know that person's story. And that was a moment I really had to sit with myself because I'm like, who's to say you can't get a house like this or even better? You don't know that, but just celebrate where you're at right now. It's okay that you don't have this very expensive house right now. That's not where you need to be. This isn't your journey. This is their journey. Your journey and their journey is very different. And this is something I always believe. I love this saying, comparison is a thief of joy. And it really is. I've done this for years. And this can sound a bit cliche. This goes back to social media. I have a very addictive personality. So when I get into something, I really go in. I go full throttle. I'm like, oh, yes, yes, yes. And especially during college, I was very anxious throughout my college period. And I was constantly on social media. I mean, to the point where it would be 11 hours a day on screen time. I'm going to be honest with you, it was that bad because everything was making me anxious. The amount of work I had to do, and I wasn't really in a happy place, and I didn't feel like my best version. And I knew that I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing that was making everything worse for me. So I was constantly on social media, and that even made it worse because I was constantly seeing what people were doing. I would see where my friends were going, how much they were spending, and I was like, man, here I am. But the funny thing is, I was kind of doing the same thing. I was kind of portraying myself in a really cool way. And my friends, I remember one time I saw a friend, they go, wow, I'm so jealous. You look so good and you're posting this. But I was like, wow, I post a certain way. And of course, this is so normal on social media, but I post a certain way to make myself look good, but I feel like shit. And I was like, wow, I kind of hate that I'm doing this because that's not really me. That's not me at all. And this goes back to just like the whole comparison is a thief of joy. You know, you might be doing the same thing and someone else might be feeling like a little bit jealous of what you're doing. And that's something I had to think about too. But I started, you know, bringing in like my usage on how much I use social media less. I was like, you know what, throughout the years, I've learned to kind of like minimize it. And this helped me. You know, I deleted some apps. I've learned to actually bring my screen time down and just like kind of be with myself. And I have one thing I discovered when I stopped using social media as much was I started making decisions based on what I wanted. Because I didn't realize I was influenced a lot by what I saw other people do, right? Like I was seeing people get this or people do this. And you may say you're not influenced you don't get influenced as easily, but you subconsciously, you probably do. You see something, you maybe want to do it too because you saw it somewhere else, but you don't want to admit it. And that was me. And eventually when I started using social media less, I felt more inclined to just do things I want to do. You know, nowadays I love going on a walk. No one has told me to go on a walk. I haven't seen anyone go on a walk. I'm sure people go on a walk, but that's a decision I made. I was like, I love going on a walk. I love just walking around, hearing the cars pass by, dogs barking, you know, seeing the beautiful trees, just nature, everything, looking at houses. I'm not creepy, but I just love architecture. So there you go. But that's something I like to do. And I think it's important for you to kind of live in the moment. Find out what you want to do. Find out what exactly makes you happy. And that's a hard thing to do. It's hard for me because I still have yet to figure everything out. I'm like, what do I like? And that goes back to just me saying, like, talking about, you know, being in the present moment, reprogramming your brain. And another thing I also learned is the universe is not out to get you. I always used to be the kind of person that was like, why is the universe testing me? Why does the universe hate me? The universe just does what it does. If you have a mindset that it's you versus universe, you're always going to lose. It is not you versus universe. The universe also does not care. It doesn't work around you. It literally just exists. The universe is there. It does what it does, and you have to work with it. And that doesn't mean to accept defeat. It means to let go. It means to understand that whatever happens, you're going to overcome that. But never make your life seem like it's you versus the universe because you're always going to lose. It's the depressing way to live. So I want you to think about it this way. Just think the universe just does what it does. It's not testing you. It's not trying to make your life worse or better. It's just there. And I used to be like, well, when good things would happen, I'd be like, oh my God, thank you, universe. You love me so much. And then when bad things would happen, I'd be like, shit, I hate the universe, blah, blah, blah. No. And I never want to send that energy out anymore. Now I understand that I have to appreciate the good things and the bad things. And the universe just does what it does. And I'm here riding the wave. And I'm grateful for anything that comes my way because I know that it's going to help me become a better person. Or I don't want to say better person, but it's definitely going to, I want to say that. It's definitely going to help me become a better person and understand. I look at life like XP points. So it's going to give me more XP points, right? It's like a video game. I always look at everything like a video game. That's how I think of like my recent breakup, which I've talked about probably 500 times on this podcast. But I look at it as the minute I had my breakup, this is a little bit embarrassing to say, but I was like, not me gaining XP points. I did look at my breakup as if I was gaining XP points. I'm like, I had a breakup. Yay. Like now these are like, I'm gaining XP points for my breakup. And it doesn't mean that I was like not sad. It was very hard for me to deal with, but I try to look at it in a positive way. This is something that I can add to my experience. And now I'm going to grow and my relationships with other people are going to be a bit different. So yeah, no, it was, I don't know why I told you guys that. You guys are probably going to think, okay, that's a random thing, but maybe you guys want to use that method. Think of life as like you're gaining XP points. This is a video game. But going back to the money and everything. But yes, this morning I woke up, I told myself the best days have yet to come, and it really set the tone for my day. I said, okay, you got $150, but you got $150 in your account. We're going to get some groceries today. We're going to be very mindful that you can't spend it all in one day. And you're going to go work out. You're going to see some friends. You're going to have a good time. And it's going to be still a good day. It doesn't define your whole life. And this is something I want people to do. Live in the moment. Live in the moment. Another thing I feel like I've gotten used to doing now is understanding that happiness can be now. Happiness can be right now. Happiness, a lot of people go, well, if I get the job I want or if I get the house I want, I'll be happy. Why can't you be happy right now? Oh, because I don't have it. So you need that one thing to make you happy. You need that one thing, or you need those several things. I need that person to make me happy. No, you don't. You can choose to be happy right now. It's all on you. But the mindset you have of, I need this, I need that to be happy. So, oh, I can't be happy right now because I don't have this. What? Come on. You can be happy right now. Don't do that to yourself. Do not try to do that to yourself. You can choose to be happy. And also, happiness is a feeling. So I don't want to just say happy. You can choose to be at peace though, right? You can choose to be able to live a life that is actually peaceful and aligns with you. Because I think a lot of times I want stuff that don't even align with me. I want to do this or I want to get this. And I'm like, that doesn't even align with who I am or what I want to do. But I just want it. So understand, does that even align with you, what you want? And if it does, it will come to you when the moment it's supposed to happen. But don't let that be the thing that defines your happiness. You can choose to be happy. For me, yesterday, I was in a really kind of sad mood because my breakups just come in waves. So I've been happy. I've been pretty happy, I feel like, or like in a good mood. And then yesterday, I don't know where it hit. I don't know where I'm like, oh my God, I miss just being with that person. Rather just, I miss the comfort of it. And then I got up and I went for a walk. And I love going on a walk. And it made me so happy. And I was playing that song what was it called? Break My Stride. Break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. I don't know why I'm singing that for you, but it's a fun song. And it just puts me in a giddy mood. I'm like, yeah, I feel great. No one's gonna break my stride. And that just made me happy. And I started laughing. I'm like, literally imagine me walking around the street, listening to Break My Stride, singing this song, and people are thinking, what is up with him? What is he on? But it made me happy. So I'm just saying happiness can happen now, or that peace that you long for can happen now if you choose it, you know? You kind of just have to reprogram your brain and rework with what you have, right? So I really wanted this episode. It's pretty short. I mean, I think every episode I'm doing, they're not that long. I should start making them longer for you guys. But today was just me rambling about self-care, being in the moment. Do not think it's always you in the universe. It's not you versus universe, babe. It's not that. And I don't want you to feel that way. The universe does what it does. And I want you to go about your day realizing the universe is not out to get you. You have the decision to live the life that you want. And now this is me trying to reprogram it. Let me rephrase that. I mean, not live the life you want in terms of like, I want to be rich and that's what I want. I'm saying like, in terms of just being at peace, that's a beautiful thing. And I think you have the decision to be able to get to that level of peace if you work on it. Healing is something, and last thing also, this is something I want to say. When people think of healing, people think that healing means your life is always good. Your life doesn't automatically, you don't wake up one day and you're completely healed. This is something that you're always going to have to work on. Healing is forever. Healing is forever. So you can't think that you're going to start healing because of one day you're going to feel really good and it's going to be, no, you're always going to be healing. There's always going to be bad moments. But the difference about healing, the good thing about healing is you're going to look at it differently. I learned once I started working on this whole like healing journey that I'm on, I realized I look at things differently. So when something bad happens, it doesn't affect me the way it used to. Back then I would have been anxious. I would have literally just sat there not knowing what to do. Now I think more accordingly. I'm like, well, how can I work with this? How can I move forward? So healing is a beautiful thing because it's not that your life gets better. You just simply look at it from a different perspective. You know how to go about it in a more healthier way. And that's the beautiful thing about healing. So I hope with a guide to nothing in this podcast, I want to be as authentic as I can because I'm actually going through this healing journey myself with a breakup and moving and a new job and constantly trying to work on my career. And I want you guys to kind of grow with me because, you know, I imagine that this world is harsh and I hope that maybe you guys would think of me as like a friend. Anyways, my name is Oliver and this is a Guide to Nothing episode 4 and I hope you guys liked it.